The next day, my brother said, "We've been going to see Old Man Horst for about a week now, and you know, we've never taken him anything." "What do you mean?" I said. "You know, a present or something to say thank you for telling us all those stories." "Well," I said, I don't know what to take him." "We could do a drawing," he said. "We could each choose a thing that Owlyglass did and do a drawing of it." So that's what we did. We sat down and did 2 big pictures of Owlyglass. I did one of Owlyglass on the tightrope, and my brother did one of Owlyglass poking his head through the shoe mender's window, and then we took them down with us to Horst. "Oh, you're a bit late today, aren't you, lads?" said Horst. So my brother said it was because we were busy doing something, and we handed over the pictures. I couldn't tell whether he was pleased or not. He just looked at them for a long time. And then he put them on the table beside him. Then he picked them up again and said, "You haven't put your names on them, boys." So we very carefully put our names on the bottom. And my brother said, "We wrote something on the back as well." So Horst turned them over, and he saw that we had each written, "Thank you, Horst, for the Owlyglass stories." "Now then, you two," he said, "I haven't been able to get hold of your medicine yet. But while I was looking, I remembered the time Till had to do some curing. Do you want to hear this one?" "We're ready for it," said my brother. One day, Till arrived in the city of Luneburg. This time, he thought he'd try his luck at being a doctor. So he practiced talking and behaving like a doctor. And then he put up notices on all the church doors saying that he could cure every kind of illness that anyone ever had. "No matter what you've got wrong with you," Till said, "I can make you better." Of course, he didn't know how to do any such thing. But people believed him, and people came to see him. And when they came to see Till, he would look at their tongues, and feel their heads, and ask them questions. Then he would look really serious and say, yes, I think you need a strong dose of warm water." And then the person would go away and drink warm water. Sometimes they got better, perhaps because of the warm water, perhaps because they were going to get better anyway, or perhaps just because they believed that Till was a great doctor. One day, the man who was in charge of the town hospital came to see Till. "I hear that you're a great and wonderful doctor," he said, "and you can cure all illnesses. My hospital is very full at the moment, too full, in fact. Do you think you could come and help me?" So Till said, "Look, if I can cure all your patients in one day so that there's nobody left in your hospital, will you give me 200 pieces of gold?" "Well, if you can do it," said the man, "you can have the money." "Right," said Till, "but first I'll have to go and see your patients to see what I've got to do to make them better." The next day, Till went off to the hospital, and there he walked from bed to bed, looking at each patient. He also had something to say to each patient. He went and whispered in each patient's ear, "I want to tell you a secret, but you mustn't tell anyone else. You're very ill, but I know how to cure you. I want to give you back your health and strength. But to do this, I've got to take one of you, whoever is the most ill, and I've got to burn this really ill person down to powder. Yeah? Then I'll mix the powder into a drink, give you the drink, and when you've drunk it, you'll be better. I'm going to take the one who is the most ill to turn into powder. All right?" Till told each patient that this was what he was going to do. The next morning, Till told the man in charge of the hospital that he had cured everybody. "I can't believe it," said the man. "Well," said Till, "all you have to do is stand at the door of your hospital and say that if any patients are feeling better they can pack their bags and go." So that's what the man did. He stood in the hospital doorway and called out, "All of you who are feeling better, take up your bags and go." Well, you can guess what happened. All the patients were so afraid of being turned into powder and fed to the others that they got up out of the bed and rushed out the door as fast as their legs could carry them. The man in charge could scarcely believe his eyes. "All better? So soon?" he said. Then he went to the hospital treasury and gave Till 200 pieces of gold. A few days later, some of the sick people started coming back. "What's the matter?" said the man in charge. "Didn't I hire a famous doctor to make you all better? Why have you come back?" When they told him what Till had said to them, he realized he had been tricked. But the 200 pieces of gold were gone, and there was nothing he could do about it. Then he thought to himself, well, Owlyglass didn't do any worse than plenty of real doctors I've heard of, who couldn't cure anybody either. The Duke of Luneburg, on the other hand, wasn't happy about it at all. It was his hospital, and Till's 200 pieces of gold came out of his hospital funds. So he put up a notice saying that Till Owlyglass must never ever come again to Luneburg. He must never set foot in the Duke of Luneburg's town or on any of the Duke of Luneburg's land. If he did, he would be put to death. When Till heard about this, he couldn't stop himself from thinking up a way in which he could get back to Luneburg and not be put to death. But how could he do it? Well, he had an idea. He saw a farmer carting cow manure, cow dung, and putting it on his field. And he went up to the farmer and asked, "Who does this land belong to?" "It's mine," said the farmer. "I inherited it from my father and he had it from his." "Good," said Till. "Now I'll put some of your land in a cart. How much will it cost me?" The farmer thought a bit and said, "A shilling." So Till said, "Fine." Till went off, bought himself a horse and cart, came back to the farmer, loaded up the cart with some earth from the farmer's land and paid the farmer his shilling. Then he sat on top of the earth and set out for Luneburg. As soon as Till arrived on the Duke of Luneburg's land, he was recognised and people began shouting, "That's him! That's the man who tricked us! That's Till Owlyglass!" And when the Duke of Luneburg himself caught sight of Till out of his carriage window, he ordered the coachman to drive up to Till and he shouted out of the window, "Didn't I tell you never to set foot on my land ever again? Right, you will die. You will be hanged today from the town gallows." "Ah, master." "Stop there," said Till. "You know how I always do as I'm told, but, sir, I'm not on your land. I'm on my land. A man's got the right to be on his own land, hasn't he? The land I'm sitting on, I bought off a farmer this morning. I know it's mine. I'm on my own land here, sir." And he pointed at the earth he was sitting on. The Duke, he couldn't stop himself from laughing. "All right, Owlyglass, I'll let you go this time, but take your land off my land as fast as you can. And don't you ever let me see you again, because if I do, I'll have you and your horse and cart put to death at once." So Till turned the cart round and waving to the crowd and still sitting on his land, he rode out of town. "Whew! That was a close one," I said. "He nearly got caught that time." "You wait till next time then," said Horse. "Does he get caught next time?" I said. "You wait and see." "Will you have the medicine for us next time?" said my brother. "Well," said Horse, "what I've got to do, you see, is grind one of you up into powder." "Quick," I said, "let's get out of here." And off we went.